Hello. Got quite the lighting outside. So there's not going to be like a hey, what's up type intro. It is mainly just kind of uh, just getting to the point of it all. So a day or two ago, I posted about how I had plans for the future content that we were going to get started. And with the fact that the weather was starting to get warmer and it was nice and sunny. Uh, I kept expressing about how that kind of weather and the sun always makes me feel better, and how with that going on, plus the unadulterated support for for um, for the plans that I had. This was all on Instagram too, so. But I also said that we were back and that Ribbon and I were gonna see you all in April. So the fact that we got a lot of really nice comments and support, um, it just kind of warmed my heart. 56 people saw the story in which I made that announcement, and so many people would heart the comments, like they would like heart the stories and stuff. So I was grateful for the ways that people kind of gave off those vibes. And so I felt like sharing an unadulterated thank you for like the level of support that I've been given, because throughout a good few months, few years or so, I've been in the lowest possible places of my life. I've also been in a position of struggling with what to do next, whether it be like a lack of motivation or getting into that seasonal depression that has left me feeling super down. Um, kind of figuring out, like, well, how do we plan out future content? What do we do? Um, and that was always the struggle that I was having on top of problems like uh, having having a bit of poor hygiene for a bit of time, and getting a bunch of getting like at least two cavities in my mouth that I need fillings, that I'm gonna need fillings for going into March, um, and a bunch of other things. The fact that I got so much support, and despite being gone and not making content for a bit of time, um, the fact that I got overwhelming support and people did not leave or unsubscribe is just insane to me. Like, I I can't ever express the level of gratitude that I had for that. Um, so the I just kind of felt that emotional build up the more that I kept like thinking about the ways that support just came in, whether it be like people just seeing the stories and people hearting the stories and people saying that I'm so excited for the review that you've got coming up and so on. um, Especially because sometimes I've felt like I'm rusty, because I haven't been doing this in so long, as well as the way that um, you had me participating in John Wick fan live streams, like tune discussions, whether it be like with Looney Tunes or Owl House, or I tried to be in the Star Versus one, but John started that while I was at work. So uh, DreamWorks and are you outside? Geek's like, no, he has curtains behind him. No, I'm actually outside. Like I'm actually outside because I'm taking in the nice weather while I have it. I'm taking in the sun while it's here. I can understand how people would get that confused though. This is the wall. My curtains are the same color, so I get it. Um, but the fact that we're kind of getting out of the drama era is really nice to hear because the one thing that had kind of sucked a lot of the motivation out was that we were constantly trying to deal with shitty trolls that were constantly like invading live streams and showing like explicit content and grooming minors and all that. So in that sense, um we were getting frustrated, and I just when I was setting up this stream, like getting all the titles and stuff started, they gave me a survey thing, and I typed in the exact prompts that people were complaining about with doing a StreamYard today, and that was that not only were trolls getting in and showing explicit content and impersonating people like us, but I'm also frustrated about how when a guest leaves, the host can't hear the other guests that are still here because the audio cuts out and they have to leave and come back. So I gave StreamYard that advice. Hopefully they'll implement some way to fix the technical issue and to stop unwanted content from being shown to people. For a bit of time, I was constantly thinking about like, well, what are my motivations for this channel? Like, what do I do? And in reality, I think a lot of the motivation just stems from my own like core beliefs per se. For example, if people were to ask me why do I cover drama, it's because I want to hold bad people accountable and help them get on the right track for improving. And if they're not going to improve, then I might as well let other people know of the bad actions they did so that they can stay away from it. Because it's the hardcore belief that I believe in grace, but I also believe in retribution as well. And overall, it's about having um like the best interest at heart for your audience and for your friends and overall for the content that you create. And so that's kind of why I cover it, but I don't like covering drama on a daily basis. Like I don't like constantly being dragged in to other people's drama. Like I know that Jaden, when it comes to that Penny Fitzgerald, whatever that is going on, I know that they want my opinion because they want to kind of have like a solid ground from a professional, but at the same time, I don't really like constantly being dragged into that drama because it has nothing to do with me and it doesn't have anything to do with my friends. And sometimes it's just felt more like two adults that are kind of bitching at each other or that they could just get away from each other and that'd be it. Um, and overall, a lot of drama that I used to talk about is starting to kind of die down. For example, the Alex drama has started to die down because Alex has nothing but his shitty reviews left after Ross did what he did. Branch Troll has been terminated from his channel altogether. He's still on Letterbox, but at the same time, he's not really, you know, he's not exactly disproving the allegations that he is either some pervert or some hypersexual teenager. He's not, based on a lot of what he's been sharing on Letterbox and how the 50 Shades movies are real R movies. Like this is how R movies should be done, kind of claims. Um, and RoboShark's been gone for ages. Um, the RoboShark's been terminated and came back and then terminated, then came back and then got terminated multiple different times. And honestly, he ought to call it quits at this point. The Ice Age fan guy, we don't really know that much. I don't think he's going to be any real trouble. Um, but overall, Trolls Fan Forever was the only real outlier when it came to that particular issue. And if anything, the problem with Trolls Fan Forever being an outlier is simply that we wanted her to be out of Alex's inner circle because we didn't want him kind of influencing her to be shitty. And I've said many times that I wanted her to be part of my Trolls Band Together review that's going to be coming later, simply because it would be her being a part of something that's more healthy. Like a Trolls fan that's actually healthy in their discussion, that they're willing to actually see the agreements and the disagreements, and we can come to a common consensus. Almost like the Poppy Playtime fan base can't do with Markiplier, apparently. Considering that Mark and Joe and Queso, they all have fair enough criticisms and shit surrounding Poppy Playtime 5. And yet, Poppy Playtime fans want to get butthurt because, oh no, a YouTuber that we like is saying bad things, whatever. And like, it's just kind of dumb. So I'm glad that the drama is like dying down. I'm not saying that drama will just completely stop. I doubt that that's ever going to happen. But I am at least glad that that like we're not seeing it as much. And if drama ever does occur, we get it figured out before it ever gets worse. So the fact that we've got these big plans, like with Zootopia 2, that I said I was going to do in April, and that I was going to get Trollstopia started so we can do the re-review of that, on top of a bunch of other things, it makes me excited for the future. And with the fact that the spring-like weather is starting to show up sooner, I think I'm going to get out of this seasonal depression perfectly, actually. Um, it's still going to suck that for a bit of time it'll kind of chill down and then it's going to rain on all the warmer days. But if the weathercast changes and I get a good 70-degree weather in which um, you get good weather, you get really nice temperatures and all, as a result, like, I'm sure that I'll get out of the seasonal depression just fine and all. So um, but I want to thank everyone for the support. Like, it's honestly everyone's choice when it comes down to, like, well, do I stay or do I leave because Preston's not making content, or is Preston being slow with making content and all that. And I haven't gotten comments like that. A lot of people are so, like, supportive of, like, of what I do, regardless of whether they're games or movie show rankings, whatever. And that's so special to me. Like, and it's great, honestly. Um, like, that kind of support and community, like, that takes a lot of build up. And it's quite special to have a community that will not only hold you accountable for things that you failed at, but they will be supportive in, like, every way possible, regardless of what will come out in the background, whether it be a personal life decision, choice, whatever, or if it's like, oh, I ran into this problem or whatever. So, like, that's really special. And every time I have been in positions where I was super down and depressed, I'm like, why don't I go ahead and talk positively about other people's live streams or their art or their edits or whatever? Why don't I make them happy by doing something like that? And the ways that people have expressed positivity and gratitude for something like that, even if I wasn't, like, as big as them, because Jinla's art is, like, much bigger than I am, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Terrific Tunes was also bigger than me. Winged Unicorn has more subscribers than me, and um, a lot of other people's art is way better than I will ever make, at least drawing wise, and so that's kind of a thing. Uh, so, how would you feel if Fast and Furious ended after the 8th film? It wouldn't be better than ending at 7, but it would at least, be an ending. Uh, Star Giant did make the document saying he's leaving, so we don't have to deal with Ryan anymore. Sure, but Ryan's also a liar and a coward and stupid. Uh, saw the new trailer of Toy Story 5. Yes, and while I've said that it is probably going to be better than Toy Story 4, I still don't think it'll be really good. I don't have any predictions. Uh, yeah, it's a little noisy because I kind of live on a road and there are a lot of cars and motorcycles. Alex, Dan Sobel, Amanda Carteret, these people make me sick because of their immature behavior. Well, immature, sure, and being sent to a mental hospital, maybe. But, like, as far as I'm concerned, Alex only has his shitty reviews left. That's all he has. He doesn't even really talk about his friends. Dan Sobel is gone, and Amanda Carteret is getting critiqued to hell and back. The only problem with Ice Age Fan, besides him being associated with Alex in general, is that he constantly asks Ethan to re-upload the Harry Thomas rant. See, that is a problem, because there are legitimate reasons why we said no to releasing that upload. Other people have reacted to it, and so if Ice Age Fan wants to find it, then all they have to do is go there. But at the same time, we're not going to do that. Trolls Fan Forever is hating on Joker 2 to get back at Trolls and Moana haters. See, that's the problem. We should not be doing that. And by the way, people already hate Joker 2 without trying to stick it to haters. People already hate Joker Folie à Deux enough as is. I didn't even really like Joker Folie à Deux either. Yes, I know about the Backrooms movie. I've been sent that trailer. I haven't watched it, but other people are saying that it looks good. Hi, John. I'm honestly much more excited to see your reviews than the Alex video now. See, this comment, like, that is my mentality now. Because, like, sure, I could do the Alex video, but at the same time, what's left to talk about? I could shorten it and go over, like, every one of the bullet points, and you'd get the exact same thing as a 2-hour video talking about everything in detail. Because I've already explained a good majority of those details in other streams, like all over a bunch of other people's streams. There's not much left to talk about. There isn't. If you've watched one video of Alex's, you've seen them all. Like, there's nothing. Like, sure, you could compare and contrast, like, when he does the Trolls Band Together and Inside Out 2 videos compared to when he does the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Frozen 2 rants. But if you've seen one or the other of one side or one or the other side, then you know the pattern. You know it all. You know his mentality. You know why he does everything that he does. There's nothing. There is nothing else. Like I said, Alex only has these shitty reviews left for him. Otherwise, he is a has-been. He's nothing anymore. I wish Ethan kept the original stream. I mean, I could wish he kept the original stream too, because it would probably accumulate views over time. But at the same time, like, why keep a live stream that barely got any attention in the original, like, viewership? Like how you guys are watching my stream right now. That's viewership that's going to accumulate, and then when it uploads directly to YouTube after the stream is done, it's going to accumulate more views. So I get it. But at the same time, I also understand that we as YouTubers, we have to keep up viewership because the views are what give us money when we have YouTube partnership programs. I understand that doing YouTube money is not my full um, it's not my full like priority, but it is a factor to keep in mind. Hello, Ella. Sorry if I was rushing you. It's fine, but I have to reiterate for you, informant, that I don't like being rushed. I also don't like when people try to form schedules for me, because even in times that I've had to create that I've created schedules and was like, I'm gonna have a deadline for this and that and that. That's never done me any good, because it gives me the impression of, oh shit, now there's a deadline and now there's a timeline that I have to get things done, and that stresses me out, and I don't do as well under stress. And that's kind of the reason that I've been delaying videos for a bit of time, was because when you're making videos, you want to do it when you are your best self. Because when you're not your best self, everyone can tell, oh well, it looks like Party Planner Preston is just slumming it. And he's not giving his best, and he's not making us laugh. He's not informing us uh, that he's by the research that he does for a movie, and he's not like being his best self. Like, he's not being his party planner self, where he's entertaining us, the audience. So, uh, if you were CEO of YouTube, will you remove copyright laws? I would at least tone them down to where if someone is using footage for reviews, then I would make sure that there's manual reviewership where people could use copyright footage as easily. But I would at least keep copyright laws in place so that it's like, oh well, people can't just upload full movies on their channel and get stuff, you know? Something about the problem with drama I'd like to bring up is Clay fans stop commenting on me when I stop talking about drama. See, that's the problem. That's another thing too. We don't like when other people are simply like, oh well, I'm just gonna stop commenting on your shit because, you're not talking about drama, you're talking about something else, and that sucks. How would you love to see a biopic about Peter Jackson on how he made Lord of the Rings? That'd be interesting anyway. Some reactions I found were from Bluey fan movie cartoon fanatic. Geek, that's not true. Thoughts on the new CEO? I like the CEO. I don't like the new CCO. And yes, there is a difference. I like the new CEO because he's anti-AI. But I do not like the new CCO because she was one of the people that decided to kick Kimmel off of ABC. She was one of the people that suppressed free speech. So I don't like the CCO. Frankly, if you had the new CEO and Jared Bush, you'd have an unstoppable duo that would easily make Disney better. You know what I mean? Saw the Bluey fan reaction one. At least Crash and Eddie will not return in Ice Age 6. I don't care. Ice Age is dead. How would you rate Fast and Furious 8, 9, and 10? 8, I would probably give like a 6. It's fine. 9, I fucking hate it. Like 4 or 3. And 10, I would give a 5. Well, you definitely toned down your comments after I stopped talking about drama. Plus, you can't invalidate how I feel by saying, nuh-uh. Exactly. I have no faith for the DCU anymore because Paramount is just going to put their fingers on the upcoming project and scrap it, which also means that Marvel won because their universe is more popular. But at the same time, the MCU is dying. Like, I'm pretty sure Marvel is probably going to be in a position where after Secret Wars and Doomsday, they're probably going to reboot their cinematic universe because so there are people that just don't care about the MCU anymore. They're tired of it. They're done. The quality is inconsistent nowadays. As for the DCU, I get what you're saying because like, who knows if Paramount is going to get their hands on it. And considering that you have the Ellisons that are pro-Trump, I don't know what to say. That could mean you have pro-Trumpies that are going to control culture as we know it. As for the DCU, I have more faith in it than the MCU at this point. Because at least that's like, James Gunn is not outright saying, oh, you need to watch everything in timeline order like it's a homework assignment. You watch stuff and it's its own project. It doesn't feel like it has to fully connect in like, oh, well, the mid-credit stinger is going to tell you about the next movie or whatever. Alex literally has nothing anymore. He used to have a bunch of friends. Now everyone has turned away from him. Yeah. It's best for him to fade into obscurity. Exactly. That's all that's left. That's why if I ever do the short Alex video, well, then that'll be the last time. As in, I will never talk about Alex ever again. Unless he makes a rant on me and lies about me. The less comments is actually a bug, technical difficulty. Yes, true. But at the same, but it is a technical difficulty. But at the same time, like, we don't know why that happened. It shouldn't have happened, and that's why we're doing a new one. Do you have any plans for March 26th? No. Concurrently, no. I think what my plans are for March is I'm going to get started with scripts. I need to finally get started on the Zootopia 2 script, especially because we have new development over on Twitter. And we now have more information to research when it comes down to Zootopia. And that is that Byron went on interview and said, I love seeing Nick and Judy evolve as a couple. And as a result, everyone's all like, oh my God, Wild Hops is canon, Wild Hops is canon. And so, and I went on Twitter being like, even if that's not a declaration that Wild Hops is canon, I am going to say the momentum is growing. And it seems like they're now more aware of it. And then you have Jared Bush getting interviewed by someone else. And that person is all like, they need to kiss. And Jared is like, you're gonna have to wait for the third film for that. And everyone was freaking the fuck out. So that's more research to do. That's more footage to obtain and all. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Not only that, but I added my favorite, Game of Thrones. Also, something I want to point out, Preston, is that I don't like how you call Clayfan informant, since as it feels like you only treat him as a role and not an actual person. Now, the only reason I call him informant is because with Clayfan, all too often I've had at least one or two other people on Instagram. Their names are Spring-Hearted Tiger and Nintendo. They've complained about the way that Clayfan has, repeatedly used AI to try and fact check stuff against Spring-Hearted Tiger, and all too often it feels like when Spring-Hearted Tiger has an opinion that is relatively good for discussion, all too often you have Clayfan reacting like that, and saying informant was a way to hide their identity in case Spring-Hearted Tiger and others were commenting on a video like this one. It was the case of being in a position of not wanting to fully take sides. Because I'm someone that believes in general discussion, because, like, I genuinely believe that Clay Evans should just stop talking about Spring-Hearted Tiger or stop trying to use AI to defend a bunch of other shit. I'm pretty sure that we as people can have them discussions and highlight objective truths and subjective opinions ourselves. And the thing about calling them informant too was I didn't want to clue in Trolls Fan Forever or Alex to the notion, or Branch Troll to the notion that, oh my God, we have someone spying on him, and it's DreamWorks fan, Clay fan, so I call them informant to hide their identity, so that Trolls Fan Forever is not like, oh my God, they're asking me information to spy on me and relay that back to Preston or something like that. So, like, I don't mean to I didn't mean to give off the impression that I was treating Clayfan as like a role by calling them informant. I was just trying to hide their identity so that, you know, not only would I protect their identity from someone like Spring Hearted Tiger, who's kind of brutal against Clay Fan, but also how I wanted to like make sure that no one would no Trolls Fan Forever, Branch Troll, and Alex were not catching on to the fact that Clay Fan was asking them questions because they could possibly be relaying that information back to me. So back to me in regards to like the investigation. How would you feel if Zaslav forces Warner Brothers to make a sequel to Star is Born? That won't happen. That will not happen. I don't mind you taking a break, man. You literally have a life to live. I don't mind Preston calling me informant, see? But at the same time, let me know if that does become bothersome. I don't want to reduce someone down to a role. Hi, Chill. Hi, Chill Beyond. One thing I didn't like about the news about Crash and Eddie appearing is they did have somewhat of a purpose. Sure, but they were kind of flanderized. How are you? I'm doing mostly fine nowadays. I'm sure that once we get to March and go all the way into April, it's going to be fantastic. And summer is going to be beautiful. Though I can understand why many people, yeah. Hi, Utah. I was originally going to use a Toad parody of Take On Me as the song by Nicholas, but they said it was copyrighted. Got it. Find it weird that whatever I made less content, I get low views, but when I made drama video, I get shit ton of views. See, I hate that. I don't like that. Because, take it from me, the professional, talking about drama all the time, like, I don't like that. It's draining on mental health. That's why I stopped doing it. It's draining to constantly talk about Alex. It's draining to constantly talk about Frozen Witch Studios and his shit. It's annoying to constantly be going back to the Mighty Pups fanboy drama and having to clarify information. It's really annoying to be in a position where I have to settle like Jaden's drama with Penny Fitzgerald fan or whatever. I'm tired of that shit. Because because Ribbon kind of brings up the idea. When you focus on specific content, that is when you get viewership. But when you make content that is generally not the norm or expected for that specific fan base or that specific audience, your viewership drops. And I hate that. That's the worst. Because like I've always had the frustrating thought process of like, what if someone looks at my channel and sees me as the Paw Patrol guy or the Trolls guy? Like, sure, I like talking about trolls, but I don't like that being the only thing people come to my channel to do or watch or whatever. That sucks. Because I want to branch out into more. I want to branch out into acting. I want to branch out into doing some sing-song stuff if I wanted to. I want to branch out into gaming. I want to branch out into Marvel. I want to branch out into DC. I want to be a multi-fandom streamer. That's what I want to be. And I want people to give me the same viewership for a video like this one and a video like the Poppy Playtime gameplay, the same video viewership that I would get for like for a video where I talk about Trollstopia for like the third time, talking about like its quality. I want the same viewership. And what also pisses me off is when I see other people putting less effort into content and they get hundreds of views. I have nothing against Alejandro, but for the love of God, the fact that he can make a video where he's just going to restaurants and doing like merchandise shit, and that garbage gets 100 views. A video where he's filming the goddamn floor gets 100 views. Get out of here. That sucks. Like, it makes me feel inadequate because it's like, oh, well, you have me and Ribbon and Ethan and all these other people busting their ass to try and get viewership, trying to do all kinds of things to garner discussion, and yet those get little views. Why? That makes no sense. Anyway, thoughts on people saying Poppy is the only likable in Holiday and Harmony and band together? That's not true. That's objectively not true. Thoughts on people saying Poppy treats Branch like dirt? Again, that's not true. Apologies if I keep getting stupid ads throughout the stream. That's my fault. I wanted a balance of ads. I wanted a balance of ads in the stream. And the reason I did that was because it's the way that I make money. By watching the ads or watching my videos all the way through and giving me watch hours, that gives me money. Because until I have this as a full-time job, I match this along with my Walmart job. And I get money via the views you guys give me per video and the ads you guys watch that you don't skip. That's how I make money. And that's why I want people to give me that viewership. And it's not me trying to beg for views or beg for subscribers or whatever, but the more that you subscribe, the more that you watch these videos, the more that you share them with other people, the better it is for me to stay in the algorithm and the easier it is for me to grow as a content creator. And as a result, I can do far more. Hello, just wanted to drop in real quick because I got to go to work. Can't wait to see you get back at it with content. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Preston already answered this. Yes, I did. People saying people only treated Branch with respect and Holiday and Harmony band together. Again, we already asked that question. No more. Party my Preston? No more like, yeah, this user sucks. Will probably be his video on you. Again, like, I see that and I'm like, was that really the best you could come up with? Poopy Planner Preston? Party Crasher Preston? Is that all you guys have? Like, you guys have nothing, apparently. Isn't that funny? Are you looking forward to Daredevil Born Again Season 2? Oh my god. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm so excited for that. How would you rate the prototype's design? I said a good 8, and I probably am sticking to it. I think, kind of to Jacksepticeye's point, maybe if the character was a little more uh, like maybe if it was a situation of like trying to appear more friendly as a gesture, but being this really fucked up monster like on the inside, maybe that would have been something that would have gotten a little stronger of appeal. I still think the prototype is scary, but I kind of sorry, but I kind of like got out, but I kind of like saw the whole like, oh well, I kind of get that he's not like horrifyingly scary, but he's still like scary enough for the game, especially that smile on his face. I remember one of your previous streams, you said you might make me moderator. Just remember that. I did. I did remember that. I did say that I'd make Geek moderator, and come next stream, I will make you moderator because I'm doing it on phone. I don't know how to make someone moderator in StreamYard, so. Jared Leto has been getting a lot of hate due to his performances, especially Tron Ares. I haven't seen Tron Ares, so I can't really say what I can't say what I think. Oh, okay, I understand what I mean. Sorry about that. It's okay. I asked Google AI if the Trolls fandom is toxic. They said no. Again, stop relying on AI. I get that AI will give you a less biased explanation, but relying on AI to basically fact check everything is not going to get other people to stop believing what they do, and it's not going to tell people that you're wrong for what you think, because I think the Trolls fandom has acted toxic at times. Hello, Victor. What is your best, worst films of 2020 so far? Madam Web is my least favorite 2020s film. That's the worst of the 2020s is Madam Web. And the best is still Across the Spider-Verse right now. But it'll probably be Beyond when we go into next year. Clayfan was like the Star Giant Archive channel back when that channel was in contact with Ryan. I see. Thoughts on superhero movie? I haven't seen it yet. Pulling the plug on Jared Leto for doing a bunch of inappropriate stuff to Myers. Again, those are just allegations. I don't know if that's true. If they are credible allegations, then yes, I would pull the plug too. I told Branchville that Alex wanted the New Canada. He said he didn't. Alex did. He didn't. Alex said that. Regardless, no one should ever be saying to nuke any location. I just thought you were treating him as a role, but now I understand. I just thought it would be weird if you started calling me commentator. Right. I understand that. Right up there with Ezra Miller. See, Ezra Miller, like, is he problematic? Yes. But Ezra Miller's, like, whole, oh, I committed sexual assault or whatever, like, that's been disproven. I'm not going to be watching any Chris Pratt films in theaters after finding out he sports RFK. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, I think what you should do, Geek, is you should separate art from the artist in that case, because I do agree. I think that if anyone were to support RFK Jr., I think that that sucks. It's not like everything out of RFK is terrible, like the whole banning dyes and stuff and going with Europe stuff compared to the US. I think that that's legit. I think we should do that. But everything else, like the anti-vax stuff or him swimming in E. coli infested waters, like that's just stupid. For HHS secretary, get out of here. Are you aware of Rough Runner, the video maker situation? I know that he's basically a plagiarizer, but I did hide him from my shit, so. To be honest, Preston, Dakota is always being biased for saying I'm excited for this and that about movies, and it's like he doesn't make any common sense on why he wants to see a movie. Then what you're complaining about, Jesse, is not bias, because everyone is going to have that bias. Saying I'm excited for a specific product or that particular product is that's just going to be inevitable with people. That is a bias that everyone is going to have, because everyone is going to have their own particular taste. For example, I'm not exactly the most excited for Hoppers, but I know Alejandro is. And that is a bias of him, and it's a bias of me. That's not going to change. But I will say, when it comes to he doesn't make any common sense on why he wants to see a movie, that is just elaboration criticism, not necessarily, oh, well, it's Dakota being biased. Because, Jesse, I'm sure you have your own biases too. You have your own tastes that are going to change from, like, oh, well, what is Dakota excited for versus what is Jesse excited for, what is Preston excited for, what is Geek excited for, and so on. Tired of drama, which is why I decided to scale it back just to save it for the Disney video. Gonna only make movie reviews on my channel. I've canceled all drama content. Good. Also for Alejandro, he barely shows any emotions when he talks on camera. Then that's a problem that other people need to bring up with him. It's just his mannerism and his voice. It's not any like particular problem. And only talks about cartoons. He's talked about drama too, and frankly, he's not good at it. So I would rather have him talk about cartoons than drama. Definitely getting sick and tired of drama. I know that Alejandro constantly tags me on his vlog videos, just started ignoring them. Right. Hello, Electric Dino. That's okay. I get ads a lot of times, so I still watch. Nice seeing you. If John Wick fan did a 4th AI slop stream, would you be there or no? It depends on the time. If it was done during my work hours, I can't. But if it was done like at 4 or onwards, maybe I would be there. I got going on Alejandro streams last year because his videos and streams are starting to become boring. See, that's a fair criticism. Oh, the live streams and stuff are starting to become boring. That's a fair criticism. That is a fair criticism compared to, oh, well, Dakota's biased and all. February 2026 sucks for me. Winter, in general, sucks dick. Hearing Jesse ask you about Daredevil remind me of Nick Hicks compared you to Daredevil. That's right. He did. Nick Hicks compared me to Daredevil and Alex to Kingpin. And would you all kind of see me that way? Someone that's like kind of an internet Chad, as they call it. I'm my own person and don't act Dakota, other users with mental disabilities. I'm my own person who speaks so well and can do anything. I still wouldn't really treat Dakota and Alejandro and co with like any disrespect. Because like I technically have autism myself. And I repeat myself and I shake and I bite my nails and all that. Like, and I talk to myself. Like I do that. It's just something that I do because of my autism. And sometimes I can't eat specific foods because when you have autism, texture matters to you, and hypertexture is just awful, genuinely. Like, sometimes the texture is too much for you and causes sensory overload. I can't really do anything about it. But if I did not tell anyone that I had autism, I genuinely would know that you guys would treat me like a normal fucking person. And even if you were told I have autism, you treat me like a normal fucking person. Because that's how it should be. Focusing on drama is annoying. Problem is, it never makes you better. Maybe it helps other people, but you always take a mental hit. Exactly. That is exactly the reason. Yes, it helps other people, but doing it for too long is fucking annoying. I told Preston to dress up as Daredevil for Halloween this year, and he's going to do it. Yes, I am. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Make sure you remind me near Halloween. I'm going to do it. Alex said the reason he prefers Mutant Mayhem over Spider-Verse films, Mutant Mayhem doesn't take itself so seriously and knows to have fun. What does that mean? That makes no sense. Like, the Spider-Verse films can't have fun? I mean, its action sequences are fun. It's fun. Web swinging sequences are fun. So what? Is it a case where with Mutant Mayhem you turn your brain off? Because I fucking hate that argument. What? The only way to enjoy a kid's film like that is to turn your brain off? Like, you should just mindlessly eat it up and enjoy your shit? Like, come on. Oh, geese. Honk, honk. Anyway. Thoughts on Cloudy 1 and 2? I think 1 is better than 2. I have not seen the Twister movies. Clayfan, will you ask him to check another source? Oh, sorry. What did you say? I didn't hear you. I'm just going to continue what I'm doing. Yeah, Clayfan, please use your sources. Please cite your sources. Like, don't use AI as a source. Try using other sources that are more credible. Because not everyone is going to look at you using AI as a good thing. What else? I don't think there's anything else.
Are you on the phone or are you just...
I'm just streaming.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Can I end it and then we can do that? Okay. I wish I could get to more and more questions, but I want to save that for another day. And in reality, there's a lot of comments to get to. Damn. So, I'm going to make a part 2 of this, essentially. So, again, thank you so much for every level of support you've given me. I appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without any single one of you guys, whether that be here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or otherwise. I wouldn't be here. And I'm so excited for the future. I think I'll get out of this seasonal depression okay. And let's keep making more content. Let's try and have a better future. With that, I'm Party Player Preston, and I'll see you next time. Take care.